New year, new Samsung Galaxy S24. Now the one that we got today is the normal, the base version of the S24 and not the Ultra or the Plus version. But even this little one got a whole lot to offer, and that's what we're gonna find out today. So let's head into it and start with the unboxing. So the Samsung Galaxy S24 comes in a very small box. When you open it up, the first thing that you will see is the smartphone itself. So I took the sapphire blue colorway, but you can also get it in other colors like the jade green, sandstorm orange, black, gray, amber yellow, and cobalt violet. Now if you dig a little bit deeper, we will find some of the instructions and of course a USB Type-C charging cable. And that's it. So let's check out the design. Now the first thing I thought as I saw the smartphone is that it kind of looks like my old iPhone 13, and only the cameras on the backside look a little bit different. But this phone has a 6.2-inch display, an aluminum frame, and Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the back and on the front side. Now this rather small phone weighs in at 167 grams. It is IP68 water and dust resistant, so you can dive for 30 minutes in a depth of 1.5 meters. Now if you flip the phone around, you can see that we got 3 cameras on the back. We got one main 50 megapixel camera, a 10 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. And all of them actually don't stick out that much, and the phone barely wiggles around if you put it flat on its back. The only complaint is that you get some dust right in between the camera lenses after quite a while. Now let's get deeper into the displays. So we got a 6.2-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display, which has a refresh rate of 120 Hz, but I couldn't find any settings to manually trim that down. So you got a HDR10 Plus resolution just like on the S24 Plus and Ultra, and the colors do look very good on all of them. Colors are poppy, you got good contrast, a good black and white balance, and there is really nothing to complain about. Also, the bezels all around the phone are evenly slick and don't take away too much of the display. And of course, if you tilt your phone to either side, you won't have any weird angles. This phone also has an always on display mode, which you cannot really customize. So you can see some music information and you can show your wallpaper or let it be black. Alright, so the S24 comes with the stereo speaker setup, and I think it sounds pretty good. Maybe not as loud as the S24 Plus or the Ultra, but still good enough. You can also go to the settings and click on sound quality and effects, and right here you will find Dolby Atmos, and even Dolby Atmos for gaming. What it basically does is to allow you to have different sound settings. Now there are 3 presets and an auto mode, in which I would just leave it in. Next we got the features and the new OneUI 6.1 launcher based on Android 14, which is the same on all 3 models. So there are a whole lot of new AI features to be found on the S24. Now first up, the phone translator. Now this one is actually a real-time translator during your voice calls. The only thing that you have to put in is your language and the language of the other person, and you will be able to talk to each other without a problem. Next we got the Samsung keyboard and the chat assist feature. Now if you're trying to type anything, we get the options of chat translation, writing styles, and spelling and grammar. So the first one is pretty nice as it translates what you're trying to say into another language right away. The writing style correction is retyping all of your messages to make it sound more polite or turn it into a slang, and both work pretty good. You even get a few suggestions and you can choose one of them. And the third one is correcting your grammar and spelling. So you can type like a first grader and the message will have no grammar mistakes in them. Then there is the interpreter, which is basically a live translation feature, and you got a voice recorder which transforms recording into text transcripts and summaries which you can review and then translate. You will also get Samsung Internet. This feature will summarize whole web pages for you and translate them as well. So you can see there is a big focus on translation software with the new Samsung series. Of course, you will also get all of the older features as well, like the multi-windows and all of the motions and gesture controls. You can double tap the screen to turn it on and off, palm swipe to take quick screenshots of the display, lift to wake feature, and there is a one-handed mode as well, even though the S24 is that small that you probably don't really need it. So as for the battery life, the Samsung S24 isn't all that bad. You get a 4000 mAh battery crumbed up inside, which isn't all that big. Now the Plus and the Ultra have a much bigger battery with either 4900 or 5000 mAh battery. Now, still, the small one should give you about 6 hours of on-screen time, but it always depends on your usage. If you play a lot of games and take videos, it might be a little less, and if you're barely using your phone, it could be much more. Also, it charges with 25 watts, which takes about 30 minutes to get you up to 50%, plus you have 15 watts wireless and 4.5 watts reverse wireless charging. Alright, up to the performance and the gaming. So unlike with the two other versions, you will get Samsung's own Exynos 2400 chipset instead of the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. But still, swiping on your smartphone feels super smooth. You can watch your videos on YouTube without a problem, and when it comes to gaming, I think it's doing a fairly good job. Even if a lot happens at once on the screen, you will have no significant frame drops, and overall it is running pretty smoothly. You will also get a game booster. With this one you can take quick screenshots, screen record, and you even get floating windows to do some Google searches while you are playing, or even call or text a friend. Next, let's check out the cameras. So as I said, you get 3 cameras in total. There is a 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization. There is a 10 megapixel telephoto lens and a 12 megapixel ultra wide shooter. The selfie camera has got 12 megapixel, and with both the back and the front cameras, you can take videos with 4K and 60 FPS. Now in addition, you can also take 8K videos with 24 or 30 FPS with the main camera. Now, I really think that the photos you take with these cameras are decent. Even if you zoom in on 3x, you still get a good amount of details, even though the colors do look a little bit different. You get good vivid pictures with also a good contrast. Also, the difference in colors if you change from the normal to the ultra wide shooter is minimal, and you only lose a little bit of the sharpness and details, but the colors pretty much stay the same. On your portrait shots, you will get a very good background blurriness, and you can even adjust the blurriness if you want to. I also took a few selfie videos, and that's how they look and sound like. Alright, so let's check out the selfie camera of the Samsung S24. Now if you're recording with the selfie camera, you can go up to 4K with 60 frames per second, which is great, even though this is the normal S24, not the Plus or not the Ultra. Now if you flip the camera around to the main camera, you can even record in 8K. So it's actually a very good camera if it comes to recording yourself. And guys, there we have it. That's the Samsung Galaxy S24 base model. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.